Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Angels bow before him. Heaven and earth adore him. I said we are present because of his mighty. Let me say it again. We are present. We are. Now come on, somebody ought to shout at your neighbor. He's a mighty God. He's mighty to save. I said he's mighty to save. And he's mighty to heal. Bless the Lamb of God. Come on, sit down. Sit down. Let's get right into the word of God. Those of you, we're having our children's church today from the ages of 2 to 9. From the ages of 2 to 9, you can stand at this moment and go to our youth church, our children's church, all of it combined. Why don't you, come on, let's give our young people a hand as they go to the children's church. God bless you, God bless you, God bless all of you. Amen. We are so delighted about what God is doing and what he has done. But we are praising him for what he is going to do. Why don't you encourage somebody and say, no matter how you feel right now, God's going to do something wonderful for you. Come on, tell him he's going to fix it for you. I don't know what you need God to fix, but he's going to. I wish I had a praying church in here. I said he's going to fix it for you. How many believe he's going to fix it for you? Glory to the Lamb of God. We're so glad to be in service one more time. I'm so glad to be in God. I like that. I wish I had about 15 more folk to shout, thank you. Because, you know, we children of God, we subscribe to a different type of belief. We don't wait till the battle's over. We shout right now. I wish I had about 11 folk to jump on their feet and shout, thank you! Y'all want to get home to watch the Cowboys and Redskins play. I'm only going to keep you here 3 hours. Amen. Amen. God is so amazing. And I believe in the testament of the Lord that he doeth all things well. Come on, won't you shake somebody's hand one more time and tell him he doeth all things well. Tell him you're looking at one of the well things he did. Y'all missed it. You're looking at a well thing that he did. Because I got a testimony. Don't let this good looks fool you, baby. I just don't look like what I have been through. But my testimony is, if it had not been, wish I had a praying church in here, for the Lord who was on my round up all the brothers that are outside. We need some help this morning. Everybody come in and have a seat so y'all can get this word. Amen. Galatians chapter 5. I tried to get you to praise him. They coming? Okay, good. Galatians chapter 5. We have been talking from the last few Sundays from the theme, drop it. Won't you look at somebody and ask them, are you still dropping it? We have been talking from the theme, drop it. And the Lord has really continued to deal with me concerning this particular theme. Amen. And I stumbled upon a scripture. I give God praise for my wife. Amen. All of you. I stumbled upon a scripture that I have known for years, but it has continued to bless my soul in the midst of this particular discussion. It's found in Galatians chapter 5. And just one verse for those who are in a rush to see Cowboys beat the Redskins. Keep your phone on, son. Keep your phone on. Don't send me on Do Not Disturb. Galatians chapter 5, verse 1. When you found the word of the Lord, please signify by standing upon your feet. Paul says to his church at Galatia, stand fast therefore in the liberty, in the freedom, wherewith Christ has made us free. And do not be entangled again with the yoke of bondage. Let me read it again. It says, stand fast therefore in the liberty, King James says, wherewith Christ has made us free. Listen to the instructions. First he says, stand in the freedom that Christ secured for us. But then he gives us a caveat, a warning. He says, but do not be entangled again. Y'all see that? Yes. Do not be entangled again in the yoke of bondage. Which implies that at some point I was entangled. But somehow I got wrapped up again. So Paul is telling them, be free and don't do it again. I'd like to preach for the next few moments with the similar theme that we've been talking about for the past 3 weeks. I like to preach from this subject. Drop it and leave it. Why don't you shake about 3 people by the hand before you accost your seat and say, drop it and leave it again. Drop it and leave it. Come on. Drop it and leave it. Come on, tell them, drop it and leave it. All right, here we go. Y'all ready? Y'all sure? I tried to get y'all to dance. Y'all didn't want to do it. Listen, I have been, I remember when I was working for the Department of Mental Health Services in Rocky Mount before it was dismantled by Governor Easley's administration. There used to be a North Carolina Department of Mental Health. And I worked for Edgecombe Nash Mental Health Services in Rocky Mount. And during the course of my working there, we would continually have to go to these conferences for what they called continued education credits. The purpose of continued education credits was to keep our skills sharp and keep us abreast of the nuances in our particular field. If you work for a good company, they are always updating you with new techniques and new things, just like iOS 10, iOS 9, and iOS 8, and iOS 7. I haven't seen them all. Your phone, somebody from the Apple company is disseminating across the world updates to keep you current and relevant with the things that are going on in the technological world. So just as our phones update, we need to be updated. Okay, I feel like I'm by myself today. Maybe the praiser stayed home. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, I need an update. Because listen, if you are never updated, you will become irrelevant to what God is doing now. So you become one of these angry Christians who don't do anything but relish about what the church used to be. When we say stuff like the church used to have power, well, I beg to differ because we don't used to have power, we still have power. The question is, are you tapping into the power that the for you? Why am I by myself? And I can tell you not, don't try to convince me you tapping in, because a headache will take you out. Somebody talking to you will make you leave church and leave town and cross country because somebody don't like you. You'll uproot your whole family because your friend. You'll change your majors. You'll leave your college because you broke up with a boyfriend. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, they are the symptoms of powerless people. I can't hear nobody talking to me. And so we have to be updated so that we can stay current and relevant. That's why you can't close your ears to everything that's new and that's current, because you got to be careful whether or not you're going to enjoy the newness or not. At least you got to have knowledge of what's going on. Because if you don't know what's going on, stuff will come past you that'll ruin your life. Lord, I wish I had some help in here. You'll be trying to figure out why your son acting like that, because you're so removed from pop culture, and you're so removed from current situations. You're so removed, you still think it's all right to mash potato when you go to the family reunion. Come on, some of y'all are so out of it that you still. You got to stay current. You have to stay up on things. You got to know what's going on. You got to stay updated. Look at your neighbor and say, you got to stay updated. You got to stay updated. So while I was working for Edgecombe Nash Mental Health Center, they sent me to Wilmington to a particular hotel. It used to be the Holiday Inn. I don't think it's a Holiday Inn anymore, but it was right on the water by Battleship. And they sent us there for a week. And the big issue in this particular conference was recidivism. Because the jail culture and the drug culture was intertwined. A lot of people, I won't say most, but a lot of people who were on drugs at some point went to jail. And a lot of people that were in jail were on drugs. And so they married us together to help come up with plans and strategize so that they could cut down on this term called recidivism. Now let me help you with what recidivism is, and then I'm going to get out of your way. What recidivism is the rate by which a person who has been released from prison goes back to prison. A person is released from prison, and they drew this map on how people who were on drugs got out of jail, but because of their habit, because of their yoke, Lord have mercy, because of their stronghold, because of the thing that they were entangled, it caused them to go build a pipeline from drugs to prison. And so now we're in this conference. Now they talk about recidivism rate. Do you know, I was speaking to one of our experts this morning, that the recidivism rate for male offenders is 35%, which means 35% of the people that will be released this year from the North Carolina Correctional Institution will return on subsequent offenses against the law. That is horrific. There's something that's not working. Now, they told us that rehabilitation, but now it looks to seem as actually the prisons are setting you up psychologically to return back to prison. I wonder why. Chances are somebody in this world is making money off us being in prison. I can't hear nobody talk to me. So there is a benefit in you returning to what you came out of. Oh, quiet in here. Somebody, some devil, some imp, some demonic influence somewhere is benefiting from you returning back to the place that God has delivered you out of. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, as good as God has been to me, I cannot afford to go back to where he delivered me. You won't see me shaking it on another pole. You won't see me selling drugs on another corner. You won't see me breaking into another house. You won't see me cheating at another job, because God has been too good to me. He snatched me out of the thing that was designed to tell strategy for me to return back to the vomit that I spit up in the first place. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, I ain't going back. I've been taken advantage by this certain type of group for the last time. And I refuse to go back to where God has if God has delivered you, then why should I be bound? Come on, shake somebody by the hand and say, neighbor, if the Son set you free, you are free indeed. And I believe I got about 20 liberated folk in here today that says, I'm not going to waste my get out of jail free card. Text tells us about Paul, who is ministering they are there. This is a church that Paul is very proud of. It's the church that he founded on his first missionary journey. This is a church in the heat of a hedonism and idol worship that is birthed out of a rough place, that's birthed out of a place that's surrounded with perversion and filth. It's beginning to thrive, so much so that it's becoming attractive to those who already know God. It's becoming attractive to those who are hungry to be in charge of somebody. Lord have mercy. You think folk want what you got now. You just wait until he completes the work that he has started in you. You're going to find all kind of leeches and succubuses and all kind of things coming trying to leech and attach itself to you. You're going to see all kind of seducing spirits trying to surround you. Why? Because you look good and you look much better than you did last year. Why? Because you got your act together and things are falling in line. Don't nobody want to invest in a mess. Did nobody want to give you no money when you couldn't afford to rub two nickels together? But now that you kind of got yourself together, you got folk calling your phone that you never knew had your number. As a matter of fact, they text you, hi, how are you doing? Because they didn't ever call you, their name wasn't stored in your list of contacts. And you got to say, well, am I going to offend them by asking who this is? Or am I just going to say, hey, how you doing? So now, these people are being attracted to Paul. Church. The Galatian church. These people have an agenda to make Paul's free church like them. These are the bastions of freedom. This is a church who has declared that they are the church and that they know the way. Look at your neighbor, say, neighbor. Now, I might not know as many scriptures as you know, but one thing I know is that Jesus saved me. I might can't quote it in the Greek, the Hebrew, the Latin, or the Aramaic, but one thing I know is I was down in sin, and Jesus reached way down and picked me up. Anybody in here got the testimony that I might not know what you know, but I know something, and his name is Jesus. Paul gets word that these people called the Judaizers are coming in. And they are commanding that the Christian church by which Paul has, in whom Paul has founded, made the decision to re-disciple them. Can I tell y'all, young Christians, something? Be careful of the folk that come into your life that want to show you the way. Now, can I say in Agape. I can't hear nobody. And I ain't bragging, but I set the rules. I establish the order. I give the final command. I don't do all the work. I got great people around me. But when you hear a word from me, there's no need for you to look at anybody else. Now, if you do, I'm not your pastor. They are. Let me pause parenthetically to say this. If you don't come to church because your partner don't come to church, you don't have a pastor in me. You have a pastor in your pie. And let me tell you something, that's a very slippery slope because you got to know. See, I tell folk to follow me as I follow Christ, which means if I stop following Christ, then you have the permission to stop following me. I don't know who they following. Say, breathe, please breathe. And all of this craziness going in church, 12 pastors in one church. Everybody is in charge of their own congregation. This is my disciple. I'm their mentor. This is my mentee. You need to stop that foolishness. Lord, I wish I had some help in here because you don't know which spirit by which they are trying to gain influence or authority over you. It's just because they see potential in you. Nobody won't charge over you if you ain't working with nothing, but because God has put great gifts in earthly vessels, somebody's always trying to control it in you. They are really jealous that they don't have the power in you. You are greatness waiting to blow up at any moment. You're volatile. You got to over you. I'm preaching hard. Y'all saying amen. So now the Bible says, listen, the Bible says that Paul says to them, you don't need their discipleship because you're already free. Amen. Oh, come on. Talk about it. You don't need anybody to come and reset you free. Amen. Because you're already free. And then he goes and we're on this diatribe about Hagar and Sarah, Ishmael and Isaac. He says, now, there are children of Ishmael, which represents the flesh. That's in chapter 4. Read it for yourself. But then there are those, he says to them, you are not children of a bondwoman. You know, that's an indentured servant, a slave. You're not, look at your neighbor and say, you're not children of the slave. But he then says to them, you are the children of the free. Come on, clap somebody's hand and tell them you are children of the free. You have been birthed into free. Lord, have mercy. I don't care what your hang-ups are. I don't care what your proclivities are. Even with your mess, you're still free. And all you got to do is therefore now walk in the freedom whereby Christ has made you. Look at your neighbor, just because, tell him, say, just because I got some issues doesn't mean I'm bound to the issues I've got. Tell them all I have to do is learn how to walk in the freedom that I already have. Yeah, because the devil's been trying to convince you that because you have a proclivity, you make up in your mind that I'm going to step out. God has established for me. The devil. Woo! God help me. So now Paul opens up the 5th chapter. Deacon Davis, am I doing all right? Yeah. Paul opens up that the devil is trying to convince you in. Stand fast, therefore, set you free. He didn't just break or cut the chains, but he emancipated you so that no matter where you are free. Lord have mercy. You can be in the enemy's camp and still free. You can be locked up from your head to your feet, but you're still free. You can be going through financial strain, but you're still free. I wish I had a praying church that would help me in here today, because somebody still wants to stay bound. But how many free folk in here that say that the Son has already set me free? Once I said, Jesus, come into my heart and take away my sins, he birthed you into a place of freedom. You're free in your body. Preach, boy. You're free in your mind. Preach. You're free in your family. Preach. You're free in your finances. Preach. You're free in your church. Preach. You're free in your home. Look at your neighbor and say, how does it feel to be free? Lord, I can really shout now. Not because everything is right, but I can shout because I'm free. Have mercy. I just want, now I'm going to finish this message in the next 15 minutes or so, but I just want all of the free folk in here to give God a quick 30-second praise. How many free? I just want the free folk in here to shout hallelujah. I'm free. Praise the Lord, I'm free. Lord, I wish I had a good church in here. No longer bound. Lord, where my church at? No more chains holding me. My soul is rest. It's just a blessing. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Listen. I ain't trying to bother nobody, but I feel a yoke breaking up on the in this spirit today. I dare you to go down your aisle and say, welcome to the free country. Welcome to the free country. The devil been trying to convince you that you're bound, but I came to let somebody know that you are free. Tell somebody, God has set me free. Shout yeah! Yeah! Later for these folk that trying to bind you up in tradition. Trying to bind you up in religiosity. Somebody a high five one more time before you sit down and say, thank God I'm free. Thank God. Of a binding situation. I'm locked up all around me, but I'm still. Listen. I forget the year, and don't indict me because it doesn't come to life. The Emancipation Proclamation was signed. Said African Americans free from slavery. The issue was that communication in the United States was not equipped to handle the dissemination of that information. So there is a story about a black man who's traveling back down south to the place of his nativity to go and see if his family members were still alive. He's going to South Carolina but passes through Georgia. And when he gets to Georgia, he sees a field filled with slaves picking cotton. And because he is free because of the Emancipation Proclamation, he walks over to the field and says to them, "Why are you still working as slaves in the field?" They said, "For we are indeed slaves." And he says to them, "Haven't you heard that the Emancipation Proclamation has been signed, therefore establishing your freedom from slavery?" Instantly, from the bloody, blistered hands of slaves, they dropped the tools of their slavery and walked freely off of the plantation. The issue with us is that we are free. The issue is some of us just didn't get the news yet. And so I came all the way from Zebulon through the dusty roads of Wake County to Nightdale to let you know that over 2,000 years ago, in blood, Jesus signed your freedom papers. And whatever the enemy has been using to bind you up, I came to let about 12 of you that will give God some glory know that you are free, and you are free indeed. Now let the free people pray. I guess the Holy Spirit wanted you to know that you're free. Stand to your feet. Lift your hands because you're free to worship. Come on and just take a moment to worship in your freedom. Hallelujah. I want everybody that the enemy, now, this ain't for everybody, because I don't have the strength or the energy this morning to wrestle with folk that only say they want to be free with their mouth. But those that want to be free indeed and have heard the word of the Lord today identified with the word of the Lord and really say there are some things that the enemy's been trying to use to keep me bound. But today I declare my emancipation. I declare my liberation, my freedom of it. No matter whether it was a past relationship, or addiction, or habit, or proclivity, whatever it is, something that happened to the past, in the past, something that you're struggling with, whatever it is that you want God to set you free. I came to let you know you're already free. But today I came to come as a messenger, a scribe, to help you to announce your liberation. I'm going to count to 3. Have decided whether or not you're going to come to this altar to take ownership of your freedom. I want you to get out of your seat, come to the altar, and do 1, 2, 3. Come now. Come. Y'all get as close in here as you can. Come on. Doesn't matter who you are, where you're from. Hallelujah. Come on, lift your hands at this. Come closer in worship. Declare your liberation. Declare your liberation. Come on. Now, just begin to worship. Come on, just begin to thank God for freedom. Whatever it is that's been having you bound. In the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus. I declare your freedom in the name of Jesus. I declare your freedom in the name of Jesus. I declare your freedom in the name of I declare your freedom in the name of Jesus. I declare your freedom in the name of Jesus. Come on. Don't go back. I declare your freedom. Yes, Lord. We declare freedom. We declare freedom in the name of Jesus. We thank you for freedom. Hallelujah. Come on, Zion. If you're already free in your seat, you need to be worshiping and thanking God for their freedom. Thank you, Jesus. And we declare freedom in the name of Jesus. We declare freedom in the name of the Lord. We give you praise now. Everything that bound her up. We declare freedom now in the name of. Oh, hey! We speak freedom today. Freedom from every bondage. Freedom from every stronghold. In the name of the Lord Jesus. Oh, freedom from every hurt. Freedom from every pain. Freedom from removal of every scar. Hallelujah. Healing from every tender place. Oh, we thank you for freedom. Oh, we break the bondage of the enemy. Oh, we thank you for freedom. Freedom in the mind. Freedom from soul ties. Freedom from heart issues. We thank you for freedom.